Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be learning how to make a rolled collar. It's one of the many versions of collars. So if you're interested, please stay tuned and watch till the end. It's going to be an interesting tutorial. Thank you. So let's get started. I have a tutorial on how I drafted and sewed this princess darts. So if you've not seen the video, do well to check the channel. I showed a very detailed and comprehensive video. It's very simple how I drafted this on my pattern paper and transferred to my fabric from beginning till end. So let's get started with what we have today, the rolled collar. So what we are going to do is that we are going to be altering the neck. We are going to be altering the neckline. In this tutorial, the neckline I have there is 3 by 3 for the front, then 3 by 1 for the back. Yes. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to alter the neckline. One thing about making a rolled collar is the back neckline must have to be a V neckline, and you will try to make the front neckline to be a bit deep and wide. So I'm going to go in there by half an inch, which means I'm working with a neckline of 3.5 inch wideness. Then I'm going down there by 1 inch. Remember I said I had 3 inches before, so going down by 1 inch is now 4 inches. So I'm working with 3.5 by 4 inches depth. I'll connect with my rule this way. I'll connect with my rule to form our round neckline. So this is it. You go in at this angle 90 by 1 inch. This is me trying to get a perfect round neckline. Then I'll connect all the points together. So this is our round neckline perfectly. Then we'll cut it out. So after cutting, this is what we'll have. Then you set aside and bring the back neckline to work on. So remember we went in there by half an inch. So you will do same thing for the back neckline. Then for the depth, you can use 7, 8, 9, depending on how deep you would want it to be. I'm going to make use of 7 inches. So I'm going down there by 7 inches. So I will connect the 2 points, the half inch upwards and the 7 inch downwards. When you get, just end it at that zipper line point, then connect this way. Yeah. The next we are going to do is to cut it out. So after cutting, this is what we'll have for the back. The next thing we are going to do now is to bring the main material we are working on. So remember I've joined the shoulder to enable me measure the neckline. You have to join the shoulder. So I aligned the back panels. I'm trying to trim the neckline for the main body using my pattern. So I'm going to make sure everything is aligning. Then you will cut out gently this way. Please do well to give the video a thumbs up and share with your friends. So after cutting, this is what we'll have. I've removed the back panel. The pattern paper. This is it on the main material now. Can you see for the back? So now I'm going to arrange the front part of the main bodies. I'm going to arrange it properly, make sure everything is aligning before I'll place before placing your pattern paper, secure it. You have to make sure everywhere is aligning, because I'll be placing that pattern paper we altered to cut out for the neckline too for this front bodies. This is me trying to arrange everything. So when you're setting everything is aligning, you bring the front pattern paper, the front pattern, and place it gently. Arrange it very well, then you cut out for the neckline. You can even use the what you cut out from the pattern paper, that's the neckline of the front panel, to check and see that you are in line. So let's cut it out. So after cutting, this is what we'll have. You can use the what you cut out. See, I'm aligning the two of them is the same, which is telling us we're in order. So I'm opening it up this way. That is the neckline now. I folded it into two. Where I'm going to measure round. Now we are going to measure so as to cut out for our collar. See how I'm placing the tape. You know, if a woman neckline is not straight, so you have to be you have to make your tape flexible that way. You have to be curving it all around. One thing I always tell people is you can measure the neckline up to 3 times. Then take the two figures that is aligning. Most time if you measure up to 5 times, you might get 2 different numbers. So you have to measure and cross-check. That's me cross-checking to see the measurement is going to give me. So the figure I got 2 times is 14.5. Yeah, after measuring right round, I got 14.5 for my. So what we are going to do now is to draft our collar. We are drafting our collar now. These are the measurements we'll be working with. For the neck length, that's the round measurement we had. We got 14.5. I'm adding 0.5, making it 15. I'm going to explain that 0.5 as we proceed. Then for the wideness of the collar, I'll be making use of 5.5. I'm equally adding 0.5 that makes it 6. I will explain the 0.5. So this part I wrote fold now is my center front, and it's going to be on fold when I'll be cutting it out on my fabric. So I'm placing the collar length at this point. I'm placing 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches. Then I'll make a mark at that point. At the other end of my pattern paper, I'm equally placing 6 inches, which is serving as my collar length. Don't forget, collar length. After which, I'll use my rule and connect the 2 points. Just make sure the line is long enough to accommodate that 15 inches we have as our neck, plus more than you make it very long. So the next thing I'm going to place at this line is my neck. That neck measurement we got, which we are working with 15. So at that point, I'm going to place 15 inches. That's the part that will be sitting on my neck directly. I'll equally place it there so that I can get a straight line. Then I'll connect using my rule. Connect with a straight line. So this is what we have now. So remember, from the picture you can see above, it has an extension. So I'll be extending it by 3 inches. You can use 3.5. You can use less than 3 or more than 3, but I'm making use of 3 inches there. Then I'll connect it to this point. So after connecting, this is what we'll have. This is what we'll have. So remember the 14.5, that is that point. This part is going to be on fold too. This is the part that will be sitting on my neckline, and it will be open. Do you understand? It will be the part we are attaching to the neckline, it will be open. For that 0.5 I added is the ½ inch I'm going to use to sew it. That is the 0.5. Then for the 0.5 I added to the neck, to the other part, that's the length, is the 0.5 I'm going to use and sew that part. Hope you understand, because that part we extended there with 3 inches is equally open. So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut out. This part will be open and I'll be joining it with 0.5. So this is it after cutting out. See, let me check it on my main bodies. Let me align it, though even this is not compulsory. Can you see it's aligning with the main fabric? So let's set it aside and bring the material we are going to be working with. Now it's time to cut it out from our material, and we are going to be cutting on bias. We are going to be cutting on bias. I didn't know my camera was not capturing this well. The first thing I did is I folded into 2 in a triangular form. Then I'm folding again into 4. I folded into 2 in a triangular form. We are folding on bias. Then I folded into 4. Now remember I said the part that will be on fold. So here is folded. I'll place the folded parts this way. I will make sure everything is aligning. Please, if you want me to do a short video on how I folded that again, because I didn't know my camera wasn't capturing, do well to say so on the comment section. But if it's clear, no problems. So I've gone well. I've arranged everything, and you can secure using your safety pin, or you place an object on it. So now I'm going to cut it out following the way it is exactly on my pattern paper. Remember, at this point it's folded into 4. So let's cut it out. You can see the 2 parts I said will be open. This side I'll be joining it with 1/2 inch. Remember, can you see the reason why we added the 1/2 inch? That 2 parts is open. So we are done cutting. Let's open it up and see what we have. Yeah, our collar is ready now. So I'm going to sew that 2 edges by 1/2 inch like I told us. And so this is how it's going to be. Yeah, so I noticed the material was a bit light. I decided to add a fusible interface, the smallest one. So I've gone ahead to sew the 2 parts I told you. So let's flip it through and iron. Let's turn it over. Yeah, you turn it over. That sharp point, you use your scissors or any object and make sure you bring out everything to be sitting pretty. So let's turn it out. Bring out every point. The next thing we are going to do is to iron it out. So make sure you iron out properly. I'm going to fold it into 2. I want to use the iron to get the midpoint. Yep, I want to use the iron to get the midpoint. Then I'll measure again to make sure I still have 14.5. Yeah, it's accurate, 14.5. So this is what we have now. There's the midpoints. I used my iron to indicate that. But to be on a safer side, you can equally notch the midpoints. Yeah, you can just put a notch there. So this is what we have now. Now, bring the main bodies and notch the midpoint if you've not. Notch the midpoint if you've not. The same with the lining. You notch the midpoint. So this is how we are going to place it before sewing. That is the main bodies down. Can you see? So let me change so that you can see it. The good side is facing upward. Then I'll bring the collar and place good side facing good side. Can you see that? Wait, let me turn it over. Maybe you will understand. I don't know if you can understand me. So see, this is the wrong side of my basic body. Do you understand? This is wrong, and this is the collar. I would have placed it this way, then sew and flip through if I was not using a lining. But no, In this project, I'm making use of a lining, so I cannot place it that way. Instead, I'm turning it over this way. Then I'll place the collar on top of the main body, aligning the midpoints where I notched. I'm going to secure it using a safety pin. Then I'll place the lining on top of the collar. I believe it's clear this way. Now, the good side of the lining is facing the good side of the collar now. It's on top of the collar. The next I'm doing is securing it with a safety pin. So I've gone ahead, secured with a safety pin, after which I sewed using 1/2 inch. Can you see? The collar is in between the lining and the main bodies. Can you see that? And I sewed it all the way using 1/2 inch. I believe this is crystal clear. It's very easy and it's something everybody can do. Remember, the collar is in between the lining and the main fabric. And for the lining and the main fabric, can you see this is the wrong side of the lining, meaning the lining and the main fabric, the good sides are facing each other. So that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to knot all the points. I'm going to knot it very well. Be careful not to cut the rope. Flip it through and show you the final result. Please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, share and comment. So this is the final result. Our road collar sitting pretty, so nice. Camera is not doing justice to it. You have to try it out. It's very nice. I actually have a tutorial on how I made this sleeve. It's a 3-in-1 tutorial for short sleeve, 3/4 and long sleeve, from cutting to sewing. Then this princess darts, the tutorial is equally on this channel. I actually have a tutorial on how I made this flay, so do well to check it out. A complete tutorial if you want to make this outfit from beginning to the end. It's very simple and explicit. It's beginner friendly. Once you watch it, believe me, you will do even better. Thank you for watching to this point. Always come around. I love you so much. Coming around means a lot to me. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Bye.